Your colleague just sent their 5th quick sync request this week. You're drowning in reports that measure everything except real impact. The productivity machine has you chasing numbers, while your brain turns to mush. Here's what nobody tells you about productivity culture. It creates worker bees, not leaders. You're trained to focus on output, not results. To stay busy, not be smart. To react, not think ahead. But what if I told you the most powerful leaders do the opposite? Ancient Stoic wisdom separates real executives from hamsters on wheels. You're about to discover why top leaders reject hustle culture completely. The meeting addiction that's killing leadership. Nobody wants to own decisions, so they schedule another meeting to align. You're managing everyone instead of making choices. This amateur move kills your leadership power. Watch what happens at your company. Someone finds a problem. Do they solve it? No. They call a meeting. That meeting creates 3 tasks and 2 more meetings. The cycle never ends. Why? Taking ownership means taking risk. Meetings feel productive without the danger of being wrong. You're not leading anymore. You're just talking about talking. Sound familiar? Marcus Aurelius ran an empire without Slack pinging every 3 minutes. He knew something modern bosses forgot. Leadership means making decisions, not endless group chats. Here's the Stoic rule that changes everything. The dichotomy of control. You can't control their need to talk forever, their fear of choosing, their addiction to meetings that create nothing. But here's what you do control: your calendar, your presence, your thinking time. That's where your power lives. Real executives create solutions. They don't talk about problems everyone already knows. They decide with incomplete info because waiting for perfect data is just fancy procrastination. Your move. Block 4-hour thinking windows on your calendar. Say no to meetings without clear goals. When someone wants another meeting, ask this: what decision are we making and who gets to make it? That's executive presence. You're not fighting meeting culture. You're rising above it. Want to know what happens next? Same rule when they want to circle back or take this offline. These are delay tricks dressed up as work speak. Instead, you say, here's what I'm deciding. Got concerns? We'll handle them now or move forward. Notice the pattern here. Busy people schedule meetings. Leaders make decisions. Which one are you? Meeting addiction exists because it feels like work without real risk. You sit in rooms talking about work instead of doing work. You feel busy while your brain gets weaker. Here's what happens when you break free. You get your time back for deep work. You decide faster than competitors. Your team brings you solutions, not problems. You become known for results, not showing up. That's the power move. While others perfect their meeting skills, you perfect meeting avoidance. While they manage calendars, you manage impact. But meetings aren't the only trap. Your energy is finite. Your strategic thinking is your highest contribution. Protect it like the empire depends on it. Because it does. Quick question. What's the biggest time-wasting meeting pattern you're trapped in right now? Drop a comment. Shallow metrics are making you stupid. Your performance review counts hours worked, not problems solved. Emails sent, not decisions made. Meetings attended, not value created. The productivity show has you acting busy instead of getting results. Here's what's happening to your brain. You're chasing numbers that don't matter while your smart thinking dies. You want approval through stats that have zero link to real impact. Think about it. When did counting emails ever build an empire? Seneca called this emotional slavery. You gave control of your worth to systems that measure easy things, not important things. Your value as a leader isn't about tasks completed. It's about problems solved and opportunities created. The productivity machine wants you focused on output, because output is easy to count. Quality thinking isn't. Strategic vision isn't. The ability to see what's coming and make decisions that matter in 5 years. That doesn't show up in your weekly report. But here's where it gets worse. Here's the trap. Companies create shallow metrics because they don't know how to measure what matters. So they measure what's easy. Hours worked instead of impact delivered. Activities done instead of outcomes achieved. Motion instead of progress. You're being trained to be a task machine instead of a strategic leader. Every time you chase these fake metrics, you build the wrong muscles. You get really good at being busy and really bad at being effective. Sound like anyone you know? Seneca's wealth rule applies here. He said true wealth isn't about getting more, it's about needing less. Same with work output. True productivity isn't doing more things, it's doing fewer things that matter more. What you can't control: company targets, quarterly panic, the metrics your boss uses, the system's addiction to measuring everything except wisdom and judgment. What you control: your thinking quality, your strategic priorities, your long-term impact, which problems you solve, and which opportunities you chase. That's where your freedom lives. But let me tell you about my friend who learned this the hard way. I had a friend who gave 100% to everyone, always wanted to help and support everybody. First person in, last person out. His calendar was packed with other people's priorities. His reviews were perfect because he checked every box. Then he burned out, completely used up. People learned they could dump problems on him, and he'd say yes every time. His willingness to help became his prison. Here's his transformation. He discovered Stoic boundaries, started saying no to requests that didn't match his priorities, put his team first, but stopped being everyone else's fix for poor planning. The result? He's more productive than ever, but through choice, not volume. His impact went up while his hours went down. He became known for solving the right problems instead of every problem. That's virtue over volume. Smart thinking over task grinding. Leadership over busy work. But there's one more trap that gets everyone. The burnout trap and strategic selfishness. Hustle culture tells you exhaustion equals dedication, that burning out proves commitment, that saying no shows lack of ambition. This amateur mindset destroys careers and lives. Epictetus taught something different. You can't serve from an empty cup. You can't lead when you're running on fumes. You can't make smart decisions when exhaustion kills your judgment. Here's what most people get wrong. Being selfish isn't selfish when it creates lasting excellence. It's smart resource management. Your energy is limited. Your attention is finite. Your decision-making power drains throughout the day. These aren't character flaws. They're biological facts. The amateur move is saying yes to everything to look valuable, taking every project, attending every meeting, being available for every crisis. You think this makes you needed. Actually, it makes you useless. Want to know the real secret? Executive presence means strategic no's that protect your best work. You understand that your value isn't measured by availability. It's measured by impact when you're fully engaged. Here's what happens when you put yourself first. You have energy for decisions that matter. You think clearly about complex problems. You're present for your team when they need real leadership, not distracted multitasking. Your energy is finite. Your impact should be infinite. This means being ruthless about where you invest attention and effort. It means disappointing some people to serve others at the highest level. Start putting yourself first. It's not optional, it's strategic. You can't give what you don't have. You can't lead from depletion. You can't make long-term decisions when you're constantly reacting to short-term demands. The most successful executives get this. They protect their energy like their most valuable asset. Because it is. So what's your next move? To sum up, productivity culture wants worker bees. Stoicism creates leaders. The difference is control. Control over your time, your energy, your priorities. While everyone else perfects their task management, you're perfecting decision-making. While they measure output, you measure outcomes. While they chase metrics, you create value. Control what matters. Your standards, your boundaries, your strategic thinking. Let the hamsters run on their wheels. You have an empire to build. Your mission starts now. Pick one toxic productivity habit and cut it this week. Say no to one meaningless meeting. Block thinking time on your calendar. Stop chasing metrics that don't create value. The ancient Stoics built empires with these principles. You can build yours too. Comment which habit you're cutting first, and subscribe for more ancient wisdom that actually works in modern business. Remember, executive by day, Stoic always.